Hi everyone, Indez here. Are you tired to go and lose on your Alley of Blood, which is pretty much a shorter version of the Shadow Ward? And the reality is, because there are like so many casual or people that are still figuring out the game, you end up like feeling frustrated. But what if I told you that there is a build that you can literally ignore your teammates and just go straight up 1v4, go for the towers and kill everything? Yes, you hear me right. It is that insane. And I want to give a big shout out to my boy Grand Place, because 4 months ago he came up with this insane build, and because I don't like to copy, I like to be inspired. During the 2 hours that I was playing Alley of Blood, I was trying different variations, because after all, it's been 4 months. We have so many new answers on the game, so I thought, okay, let's pick up on this and let's improve it. However, after so many changes, mix and matches, replacing the shoulders, trying to play with the chains instead of the leaf, trying the new pants, at the end, I gotta admit, this 4 months old version, it is still the best one. It's the one that I had more success, and is probably the one you're gonna have more success. So let's first start with the skills very quickly. The first one, we have Wrath of the Berserk. Then we're gonna have our main primary damage, Spin to Win, Whirlwind build. Then we have the Leap to jump into those towers. And of course, it is a PvP build, so Undying Rage, it always has to be here. And then we have Lacerate, but pretty much you don't use this. So now for the instance, we have here, if you're looking at this build, you may find strange that I'm only using 6 instances. And if you're still new to the game, the main reason why, there's a few game modes during these events that instead of the 8 slots, they still use the 6. I don't know if they keep it this way, because in the original version of the game, I think it was 6 slots. But either way, that's why I'm using 6 slots. So don't make the mistake of queuing up to Alley of Blood with your 8 instance, and then you reach there and it's like, whoa, what's happening? Why this skill is not doing this? Why I'm not transforming in this way? It happens all the time. If you play this game, you know what I'm talking about. So many times I go and I queue up and I'm like, oops, okay, I guess I'm gonna lose this one, or I'm gonna get carried. So afterwards I change for a build with 6. So here we have the helmet. Lasting Hate pretty much is gonna increase your Wrath of Berserk duration, and because I got it awakened, it decreases. This is one of the key instances for this build, and I'm gonna explain the whole synergy and why Crane did an amazing job here. Then we have the chest piece, that every time you are attacked, and you're gonna be attacked because you're under the tower, it's gonna increase your critical strike of the Whirlwind to 36% and increase your damage by 10% if you have it awakened. Insane. The shoulders, we are using Hawk's Horns. Pretty much whenever you hit the target 3 times, you're gonna make him bleed, and if it bleeds, it can be killed, right?
Do you bleed?
I tried the variation of using the new shoulders, this one here, but it didn't work out as well, because the main change I made from Crane's build is that he uses banquets and I'm using 4 pieces graces. So this crit here, it is not really necessary. We're already getting a lot of crit from the chest piece. So having 1 more dot is gonna help you do even more damage. And if you guys been watching a few of my videos, you guys know how much I love to play with dots or damage over time. Then we also have the pants. On these pants, every time you're gonna leap, it's gonna give you a shield. But the reality, we are not really looking for the shield. We are looking for the immune to knockback effects while it's active. This is the thing that sometimes, because the shield will only stay for like a few seconds, but a lot of times you are under the tower and you're like doing this 1v1, 2v1 plus the tower, and you're like spinning and healing at the same time, and all of a sudden you're killing the tower, you're killing them, and then they die and you're still alive and you're a god, and it's just great. Okay, so for many runs I try to change these to the new pants. Whenever you do the leap, you gain attack speed. They are both good. Whenever you leap into the tower, you're gonna do like insane damage, like for like 3 seconds you're just like and you'll do like crazy damage to the tower, to everyone is around you. However, the main issue whenever you're playing this build, it is not really lack of damage, because you'll have the damage and sustain to stay under the tower no matter what. The main issue is whenever you get crowd control, or the Demon Hunter comes with their knockback, or anything else that's gonna create like some kind of CC. That's where these pants, they still come clutch, because you jump under the tower, every time you have the cooldown you keep jumping, so you keep activating like this immunity to knockback effect, so you keep doing the damage. And that's why after all the testing, they are way more superior. I also tried a version of this build. I was using, instead of the leap, I was using the Shackled Fate and the Buried Talons to summon the spirit for the chains. That one was actually surprisingly not that bad. I had a few good wins with it, but again, the main issue was like when you have leap, you just have like so much more mobility that you can literally jump through like these small walls that has like in the center of the map, or whenever you're trying to rush to the Nexus Crystal, you just like run, you see an enemy, you literally just ignore him, you leap to the front because you don't want to do damage to it, you don't want to lose time with your enemies. All you want to do is like doing damage on the towers to win the game, and that's the only way that you can actually 1v4. Then we have here Fallow Field. This one is probably the essence that makes this whole build possible, because instead of the whirlwind have a duration, it will drain your HP instead, and you can do it like continuously until you die. So for example, I can go here and I can literally be spinning for ages. If you see, I'm losing HP and not worry about channeling duration on my whirlwind. I also tried to change this one for the new essence of the main hand. It is the widespread blame. This one actually also does a lot of damage, which is like really good for a quick burst on the tower, especially whenever they are gathering. But, and this is like the biggest but, is whenever you are alone in the tower, nobody's here, they are busy with your teammates and PCs, right? And this is literally how you do this, the gameplay. Once this tower is dead, well, you go, you run, you jump to the next one, you're gonna kill the next one until you kill the crystal. It is great, I love it. And for last but not the least, we have Roar of Persuasion. This is the essence that literally makes this whole build possible, because whenever you are in Wrath of the Berserk, you will no longer buff yourself, but instead you're gonna do way higher crit damage. But what we're looking for is the life leech. So imagine like this is the tower, and as soon as you go near the tower, it's gonna attack you. So you jump, you put rat, and then you pretty much are just tanking the tower. So the damage that the tower is giving to you, you are just compensating with the shield from the leap and the life lead that you're gaining just from doing damage. It is insane. And as long as you have your Wrath of the Berserker activated, you will pretty much be immortal. Unless, again, you get CC'd by a wizard or something like that. Those matchups can be very tough, actually. So I will recommend, like, if you have a wizard defending the tower, just jump on his ass, kill him, and go to the tower. Because otherwise, like, you won't be able to do pretty much anything to the tower. They are just that annoying nowadays with their balls and tornadoes, and well, as a Barb, it can be sometimes frustrating. So now let's talk very quickly about the legendary gems. If you see the other builds, this follows the same pattern. We are going with the Misery Elixir because we have the Bleed. We're going with the dot builds. We got here Viper's Bite. Whenever you attack the target, gives a dot. We got Everlasting Torment. Every time you crit the target, it leaves a dot. We have Misery Elixir that is gonna increase the duration of your dots. Then remember, you got the Shoulders Bleed with more dots. We got the Pain Clasp, but every time the target has a dot, it increases your damage. And of course, because we do so much damage so rapidly because of the dots, I'm using Forget's Fang, that it will give you 13% more damage when it has 10 stacks. And this is pretty much instant, because when you're using dots, it does like so much damage over time that will just stack pretty much instantly. So, of course, because we're using dots, we're gonna use the OPness 4 pieces Baron's Grace. Every time you damage an individual enemy 5 times, you deal extra damage. So imagine whenever like you're in the middle of the tower, you're spinning, and they pass through you and you leave the dots, and they literally just gonna die with all these dots. Also, the tower dies with the dots. And overall, it is just great because sometimes just by going there, like for a few seconds to the tower, all these dots, and even if you die, you're gonna see the dots. Keep killing the tower, and well, it is a great feeling. So 100% Grace, then 4 pieces Vithu Surge, so it can increase the duration of your rat even more, and second, to increase your attack speed so you can spin to win even faster. And well, this is pretty much the build. I hope you go to the events, you click here, Alley of Blood, go queue up, go have some fun, find some matches, kill some towers, don't kill enemies, and in no time you're gonna win these 8 matches. I think I did this like in 45 minutes to 1 hour, or maybe a bit longer, I'm not sure. But what I want to say is, like, if you just want to be done with this event, put this build, you're gonna do it very instantly. The rest of the time that I was playing, I was just testing instance here and there to try to give you a possible even better version than what we had from Crane. But still, I will highly advise you, if you're gonna go with dots, to use the Grey set instead of the Banquets, because the damage, it is that OP. So this is it for today. Don't forget to go subscribe to Crane Plays. He's a god at Barb. Even before I started this whole journey, it was a huge inspiration for me, and he deserves the recognition for it. So it is. Thank you for watching. I'll catch you guys in the next one. Peace.